Well, the storm is almost an hour late. It's already actually beginning to let up. Operation Ribeye is kind of on hold. And this rain is supposed to go on until, yeah, this is nothing compared to when it first started coming down. You can see we've already gotten that much runoff in just the last about 15 minutes of rain. I was actually having a vigorous gentleman asked me if I wanted a cup of coffee, and we immediately, because he's a cardiac interventionist surgeon and also a researcher, and we were even talking about COVID and the COVID data and related things, and trust me, we're in agreement on data and what the FDA was up to and did. And so, but I got to educate him on endocannabinoids real quickly, and my cigarette's already gone off. So yeah, this is really from my primary fighting is it was real windy, and then it stilled for a minute, and then the rain started. And so you just can't cook. You can't have water dripping into hot fat. It gets explosive. And where the hell? I bet you it's inside the pack. Yep, lighter inside the pack. As soon as I make enough room, it always. So we haven't had much. We've only had about a quarter of an inch. When it first came down, if it maintained the first rate when it came down, we had already had a half an inch to an inch. When it first started coming down, it was coming down. Well, actually, it's a little warmer because the wind we had a real chill wind there. That's one reason I'm still got the umbrella, was I was using the umbrella to keep the wind off the top part of my body, and now I had it in place when the rain hit. So I got to just basically sit here. I'm already getting, but that's not a problem. Like I said, the nylon will come make almost all that water run off. It won't penetrate and get into my clothes. There's the cardboard I'm using to keep my sleeping bag from getting muddy. The soil underneath it's perfectly dry. And let me get this, control this umbrella. I actually have the ribeye inside of this bag right here, and there's salt and eggs in that bag. But the problem is that I'm pretty sure that the skillet is in that blue bag right there. So Operation Ribeye is just kind of on hold. Just this is for Wednesday Kennedy and stuff, to let her know that this could go on for hours. I haven't checked the radar because last night, every time I checked the radar and shit, there was just no water anywhere within hundreds of miles it was going to hit here, and it didn't. I'd say at current rate we might be up to, no, that's still only about a quarter to 1/3 of an inch over that area that collects, that runs through down through here. I'm glad I got that thing good and open because I'm not going to let the water get up to the top of my feet like I did last time. That was 3 inches of water. That's kind of what they're predicting today, but they're predicting it over a 4 or 5 hour period. This was supposed to start at 10 a.m. Didn't start till about 11. I think it's about 11 now. I'm about to make myself another cup of tea. Can't believe how dark this thing looks, and I hope I didn't invert it hope this doesn't come out like one of them vertical shots or inverted. But yeah, I want to mention before I go here, people are throwing up all these, especially Marvel, people are throwing up all these great movies, which usually the link doesn't stay up for more than, I started watching one of the Marvel universe, and they even got in Wakanda and all this stuff. Oh yeah, our stolen vibranium, and we shared it, you know. But I just couldn't believe it. The movie was so horrible. Actually, the rain isn't it about a third or a quarter when it first started coming down. They were actually the Shield, the Avengers were actually going to submit to UN supervision and control and dictate because they had killed innocent people. Well, they were stopping people that wanted to kill everybody. See, that's what I don't get. And it just started souring me on the movie. I've got a link to it, right, the movie, but that link will probably just disappear within the next hour or two. And I don't think I want to watch it because now they've almost shifted the entire focus onto Wakanda and the Black Panther and the fact that Captain America is not going to join in, wasn't a signatory to submission to the UN dictate and stuff. Having a bunch of fucking undeveloped idiot fucking countries telling the most intelligent countries what to do in regards to defense of this planet when they have no intelligence or intelligence gathering at all. I love chum. I don't get that. That was on that vehicle right there. It's Chum Lee. Yeah, I don't know the title of it. It's because they'll put the title up there to avoid the copyright problems. And it probably won't last long. The last one the one I started watching last night, when I went back to the link this morning, it was already gone. It didn't even stay up but about 7 or 8 hours. They sometimes get a few thousand views, and then that's it. And yep, as long as that thing keeps draining, I'm good. Well, it looks like I'm stuck here all day. I may have to eat. Hate to do that. I may have to eat a few of them hard-boiled eggs to hold me over until I get that. But the ribeye will be cooked today. The Operation Ribeye will be completed today. But by the time I do that, it'll probably be middle of the night in Australia. So I'm glad I got basically everything I need. I got another pack of cigarettes right behind me on the back of the chair, and I got enough tea and sugar right here, and I'm sure that canister of fuel is at least 2/3 to 1/2 full. That's enough for all day. He looks like he's door dashing. They've been fairly busy today. I got a handful of ones as a donation this morning, and at least I got to run into somebody that was very well educated. He's got a PhD, so I guess he does research in interventionist cardiology. He was working mostly in stents and stuff like that. He's not an actual surgeon, not an MD. He's a PhD. But I could tell that he knew the lingo. I knew he wasn't a bullshit artist. There's that little drip point off the... So I'll let you go now. That's just an update. Operation Ribeye is on hold, and the only movie that I don't want to watch it other than to make fun of it. It's, right off the back, the king of Wakanda is killed by the evil American turned Russian monster bad guy, Bucky, Captain America's buddy and stuff. It's just a ridiculous movie, especially any kind of thought of actually submitting to UN control is just goddamn ridiculous. I know Cass Comerford thinks the costumes are ridiculous. I tend to go with that. Just not his thing. It's, yeah, and I think that, especially like that Wakanda thing where he's got little cat claws, vibranium cat claws on him and shit. And he's the tough guy who comes right out, and he's going after Bucky, who's now has a Russian name and shit like that. and the bad guy with the, the vibranium or titanium arm, and that gives him all this strength and shit. Yeah, actually, right now the rain is almost stopped. You can see that that's just a drippage from the tree ledge. But out there, I can see on the water that's standing, it's coming down at a rate that it would take 2 hours for another inch to fall. We've only gotten, I would still calculate it at only about, because I got excellent drainage. There, suddenly it brightens up. Exposure and something. It was so dark. It was. But I would say so far we've really only gotten about, because I tend, if anything, to underestimate the rainfall, because that's, everybody hates somebody that exaggerates. We've only had maybe a third of an inch, and most of it came down in the first 5 minutes. I'll see you guys later. I thought I saw a bird trying to. This guy's probably. I'm actually going to just start. Anyway, I'll let you go. I'll be back later, and if you come upon the Marvel Universe, the kind of movie where they're about to submit to the UN, I wouldn't recommend watching it, especially if you're a right-minded person. It'll drive you nuts thinking that, like a dozen of the most enhanced or superpower heroes on this planet is going to submit to the 117 nations of the United Nations that demanded that they restrain themselves because a few innocent people got killed. Like I said before, what do you think they were doing? Was they were stopping people who wanted to kill everybody or kill that entire nation or enslave it or other shit. So, there's always collateral damage in anything like that. It's just ridiculous. It was a goddamn ridiculous movie, and I'm probably going to resume watching it because, at least it's something happening. I haven't been able to find a decent movie for days now. I really haven't. Yeah, we only got about a third of an inch. But they say this is going to go on all day. But as soon as it lets up, looks like it's letting up, and the radar kind of confirms it, Operation RIBEYE will be back on. But right now, the operation is just mired down in the mud. We can't allow any water hitting that frying pan. I don't want to boil the beef. I want to fry the beef at long time, low temperature. I'll see you guys later.